Where does Shawn Porter's career go if he takes the loss to Danny Garcia? Let's talk about it.
Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Once again, I'm in my Jeep, so please excuse the background tire noise. Now, today I'm thinking about stuff going on in boxing, looking at my favorite YouTube channels. I definitely decided to no longer address the whole entire, I guess, Kenny Porter issue and the comments that he mentioned about YouTubers or whatever, but it is what it is. My topic of today I wanted to talk about, and the thought has been floating through my head, is what happens if Danny Garcia beats Shawn Porter. Now, in this video, yes, I can go down multiple roads of the what ifs, but this time I'm more so focused on what happens to Shawn Porter if he loses to Danny Garcia. Now, we all have the expectation we want the winner of this fight to face Errol Spence so they can unify, but I'm more so focused now on the hypothetical loss of Shawn Porter and where does his career go from here. Now, first thing first, if Shawn Porter is to lose from here, where do I guess what category of fighter do I put him in? He cannot be a prospect. He can still remain a contender, but I feel like there's different tiers of contender. And then you have gatekeeper status. Me personally, I feel if Shawn Porter loses to Danny Garcia, I don't care how controversial the decision is, he's a gatekeeper. I say that because you have the same Shawn Porter that's lost to Keith Thurman. He had his opportunity. He won a title before. He was a previous champion. He lost to Kell Brook. And in this case, if you lose to Danny Garcia, a former 140-pound champion, the guy that moved up, a guy that is in a career welterweight, and then you considering Shawn Porter's track record, a guy that's been a career welterweight, a guy that's fought above 147. At this point, he's officially a journeyman. I said it because if Shawn Porter loses to Danny Garcia, where does he go from here? Terrence Crawford is not leaving 147 anytime soon. You know he's going to have to work his way back up, and all that's taking time. Now, while you have a journeyman like Shawn Porter trying to work his way back up into title contention, you'll have guys like the winner, that case being Danny Garcia. You'll have guys like Keith Thurman returning, possibly. You'll have guys like Terrence Crawford continuing to be great. You'll have guys like Errol Spence. He's either going to continue to be great or he's going to move up to 154 pounds or possibly even middleweight. And you have a guy like Shawn Porter, or even though they'll never admit it in the interviews, they'll never admit it on camera, Shawn Porter will, his confidence will definitely be shattered. I feel like the Kell Brook loss was something they can make an excuse for, saying, well, Kell Brook held and we feel like we won that fight. I'm like, okay, even though you lost, you did lose. Okay, it is what it is. Then Errol Spence got the belt, but, well, then he fought Keith Thurman. Some people want to say that was a close fight. Me, I feel like it was a close fight, but a close fight that Keith Thurman definitely won. Second opportunity. Now, of course, you still have to take in the manner, in this hypothetical situation, the manner he loses to Danny Garcia would definitely determine the level of impact when it comes to how much of a journeyman most of us would consider him as. But to me, no matter if it's close, no matter if Danny Garcia schools him, he knocks him down a couple of times, because we definitely know that Shawn Porter can be put on his ass if he's caught. Yeah, so where does he go from here? Now, we all know it's going to be a bunch of excuses from Team Porter. They're going to feel like they still deserve this and they still deserve that, but they're still going to play it safe. So you got plenty of guys out here that will accept their journeyman status. Prime example, Andre Berto. Andre Berto, of course, he got the Mayweather fight, and then he got destroyed by Shawn Porter. To me, I feel like he got a gift decision over Devin Alexander, but Andre Berto, he's not a top contender at welterweight. Andre Berto has no intentions on fighting the top dogs at welterweight. You think he's going to get in there with a Terrence Crawford or an Errol Spence? I mean, possibly he'll try to fight Danny Garcia. You know, in this hypothetical situation, Danny Garcia beats Shawn Porter, yeah. But it seems like Berto has fully adopted his journeyman status, and he would have no, you know, and he's okay with it. And the Porters would never admit that they've adopted the journeyman status, they're okay with it. But at the same time, their actions would show us that they are. Their actions would show, but they're not going to be calling out Earl Spence aggressively. Keith Thurman is going to say, well, I already beat you. You know how Keith Thurman is. I already beat you. And the guy that I beat already beat you. Now, Earl Spence could flex on him as well and say, well, you already lost to Danny Garcia. You already lost to Keith Thurman. You already lost to a guy that I disposed of in Kell Brook. You need to put some work in. You're a journeyman. And now when all of that talk comes up, it seems like Team Porter is going to do what? They're going to come to the fans, and they're going to want the fans to back him and tell the fans, well, hey, you know, this guy's ducking. They're not trying to give us a fight. And you know what Nino Brown Boxing is going to say? I don't give a fuck. Why? Because back in 2017 and 2018, when we wanted Shawn Porter to get in the ring with Earl Spence to fight for what was his IBF title, he didn't want to. Even though he said in the past, the only thing Earl Spence had to do was to get a belt, he didn't want to do it. See, the thing about all of this, someone's going to fall from grace. Someone will fall. Now, Danny Garcia, I feel like he's further away. And he has more built-in excuses. I feel like moving up from 140 is somewhat of a built-in excuse because he's not a career welterweight. But when you're a bigger guy compared to Danny Garcia, like Shawn Porter, you've been a career welterweight, you don't really have that many excuses built in. When a guy like Danny Garcia only has one loss to Keith Thurman, you have more excuses built in. See, if, like I said, it's hypothetical. Let me keep reminding you all, it's all hypothetical. Shawn Porter loses to Danny Garcia, he'll have 3 losses. Now, the difference between Shawn Porter and Adrian Broner is Adrian Broner fights the tough fights. And you know what? That's another thing. All of this talk about it's a business, and all of this talk about, well, this fight shouldn't happen because of this fight shouldn't happen because of that. The thing about it is, we all understand that it's levels of boxing. So yes, I know Adrian Broner isn't fighting the top guys like Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. We get that. But Adrian Broner is fighting tough competition for himself. We know Adrian Broner is not a A-level fighter. In my opinion, he's not even a B-level fighter. I give Adrian Broner C-plus level fighter status. And he's fighting extremely tough fights for a C-plus level fighter back to back to back.
Vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
If you can hear my GPS, please excuse that. But he's fighting extreme competition for a C-plus level fighter. Now, since Shawn Porter, in my opinion, I'll give him B-level status. He's a B-level fighter, and he's not fighting that tough competition. So, a guy like Adrian Broner, he will continue to sell tickets. One thing is, he knows how to promote a fight. You know, he doesn't come off as like a corny square guy. And he's naturally a lot more entertaining. Foolish, yes. Ignorant, absolutely. But he's more entertaining. It is what it is. And his popularity is a lot higher. I feel like it's definitely going to become a point in time where the Porters are going to start talking a lot different. In this hypothetical situation, they lose to Danny Garcia. Like, the topic of, I hate the GPS. But the topic of discussion will change. And the new topic of discussion from the Porters will these guys aren't trying to fight us. You know, they talked all this talk, and all the shit that they're talking now, well, Kenny's talking now, and he's disrespecting the fans. These same fans, these same broke fans, in whatever category he wants to put us in or put them in, whatever the case may be, he'll be reaching back out. He's going to need their support, because Shawn Porter, if he loses this fight, I don't see him retiring. Because if he loses this fight, the Errol Spence fight is no longer relevant for Shawn Porter, which gives Shawn Porter more reason to, keep his boxing career active. But one thing I did notice about this whole topic of making smart business decisions and, what's the best business decision for a boxer's career, it seems like the topic's it's always ignored that the fights, even it could be a popular fighter, it's always the dangerous fights that are the tough business decisions. But then they say a fighter isn't afraid. See, they ain't had no problem making a fight with Adrian Broner.
Red light camera reported ahead.
But it'll be a problem making a fight with Errol Spence. So basically the point I'm making is, a lot of these guys like to say, it's a business decision. It seems like the business decision is surrounded by the fight that you feel that you can win. And to me, it's very similar and very comparable to the whole AJ situation, where he's saying he doesn't want to fight Deontay Wilder until he believes that he can beat him. And it seemed like, even though AJ came out and said it, and he's, it's shown through his actions, it just seemed like a guy like Shawn Porter, he's not saying it, but his actions are definitely showing that's how he feels. It's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'm out.